we are looking at a new future when it comes to media, specifically digital streaming media, specifically HBO. We know HBO to be a higher quality of, because I say it's not television, it's HBO.
It's HBO.
It's the home box office. And we
Has
see,
anybody used home box office in years?
not ever, my friend.
Has anybody say, yo, I'm going to watch some home box office? And, hey, no one's ever done.
No, I mean, I don't think most people say, I'm going to watch the national broadcasting, you know, whatever. So HBO, we know it for Game of Thrones, we know it for Westworld, we know it for some high intrigue and drama and a kind of a more cinematic or theatrical experience than we see on most regular television. And it's gotten a lot of steam in the following years because of shows like Game of Thrones, that it's just part of the cultural zeitgeist, so you pay your $20 a month or get your friend's password. But
Yes, Lord.
as we look at recent news, AT&T won a huge battle with the department. Well, no, actually, this one was not a huge battle. They won a big coup when the Department of Justice completed its $85 billion acquisition of Time Warner. Now, this is bad for many reasons. One, it's a monopoly. Two, maybe they shouldn't have all that power. Maybe this will create the lack of diversity or different thoughts or different people controlling major assets in media, in news, in technology. It doesn't seem like a good idea. And I'm going to continue that because AT&T now owns DC Comics. AT&T now owns CNN, and they now also own HBO, which is actually very popular. Right now, it has 35 to 40% market penetration, which is, I would say, a great success, a definition of success.
Considering all of the channels, the different platforms on cable that are putting out different content, because now Showtime has been stepping up a little bit with its own content. Yeah. Cinemax with Banshee, Stars, all of those. So for HBO to have 35 to 40% of that is a good number.
But why not ruin a good thing? That is what is coming from HBO's longtime CEO, Richard Pepler, and his new boss, John Stankey.
Sounds about right.
And
Sounds about right.
It's a great name for someone who I don't particularly have confidence in, because the New York Times has reportedly obtained audio of a recent conversation between the two men. And while Stanky recently did say in the public, oh, we're going to take a hands-off approach to HBO. We're going to let HBO keep doing the thing that made HBO popular, made them significant, but behind closed doors, it reads differently. Here is some of what the New York Times obtained. Stanky saying, we need hours a day. It's not hours a week and it's not hours a month. We need hours a day. You are competing with devices that sit in people's hands that capture their attention every 15 minutes.
You sounded like you should have a cloak and some skulls in your head.
Well, he goes, I want more hours of engagement. Why are more hours of engagement important? Because you get the data and information about a customer that allows you to do things like monetize through alternate models of advertising as well as subscriptions, which I think is very important to tomorrow's world. More pictures of Spider-Man.
Okay, J. Jonah Jameson.
Well, much worse, because J. Jonah Jameson didn't have that amount of greed.
I just think you shouldn't. Does he not understand what Netflix is doing?
He understands exactly. He wants to do what Netflix is doing.
Yeah, but does he understand the level of content? Because not all of Netflix's content is good.
Well, that's fair. Not all of it is good, and they're operating at a loss.
Yes, they are. A major loss.
So they go on for the audio captured by the New York Times. You can read Mr. Plepler. Also, we've got to make more money at the end of the day, right?
We do that.
Yes, you do. Just not enough.
Oh, now. Be careful.
And that is a world where, nope, it's this world. So yeah, Hulu managed to lose close to $1 billion last year. Netflix has put billions into original content. Some of it's great, some of it takes risks, some of it is trash. Sometimes there's just random stuff that isn't all that good. And that's what HBO might look like very soon, according to what has been obtained. I think it's a pretty reliable source. You made it to the end of a video. That's great. Wow, Ferris Bueller was kind of a jerk because I personally love that you did this. Hit subscribe for more fun and no bathrobe lectures.